inherited much from his father. Philip left Alexander a wealthy empire around the Aegean Sea. Alexander received the combined power of the Macedonian army and its many allied Greek states. Alexander also received a top-notch education from the greatest mind of his time, Aristotle, who returned him into the most powerful empire in Europe. With these advantages, Alexander began a lightning campaign of conquest. Alexander's campaign is noteworthy for its speed, its breadth, its tactics, and its strategy. The same phalanx formation which had so frustrated the Persians as they invaded Greece was now mobilized and brought to the enemy with devastating effectiveness. First, Asia Minor was ripped from Persian control. Next, the Levant and Syria fell to the Macedonians. Alexander pressed south into Egypt, which welcomed him as a liberator and showered him with gifts. Doubling back, Alexander drove his army through the old kingdoms of the Fertile Crescent. Alexander then pressed on to the heart of the Persian Empire and smashed it to bits, dissolving an empire which had once been the largest in the world and adding it to his own. Yet Alexander was not finished. He pressed further east than even the Persians had dared to tread. He invaded modern-day Pakistan and subjugated its peoples, and even pressed across the Indus into the Indian subcontinent. Up until this point, Alexander was undefeated. It was built. Alexander's empire spanned more barriers than just mountains and rivers. Cultural divisions, linguistic distinctions, religious differences, all these threatened to tear his empire apart. To unify these disparate cultures into a single civilization, Alexander established Greek-style cities across his empire and installed clever Greeks to run his empire for him. These cities became administrative centers, run by imported Greeks. To make the new Greek administrators feel at home, each city strove to be more Greek than Greece. In a relatively short time, Greek went from an obscure language spoken in a tiny corner of the world into the official language of an empire spanning some 2 million square miles. This process of spreading Greek culture and language is known as Hellenization and marks the beginning of the Hellenistic period.